And I was going to say live.
I wish.
Pretty soon. It's getting there. It's getting there.
We want to thank everybody for helping us in our fabulous quest to reach that mark. Galloping. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers, so we can do live again.
Yeah, maybe by Christmas.
That would be a great Christmas gift. I'm hoping before even.
I'm hoping maybe Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that would be super cool.
That would be a great Thanksgiving. Huh?
We could have like a Thanksgiving meal with everybody and invite them, and we could talk with them at the same time. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be so
Pass the gravy.
Fun. We can. And we can do a scratch and sniff.
That's a good idea.
All right, so what's new?
Okay, so
and exciting?
What's super exciting is we have a fabulous Soul Tribe friend who has offered their house in San Francisco for our
Evening with Angus.
So
an Evening with Angus.
Yeah, and that's coming up in October.
Exclamation point.
We're going to have it in Manteca, but now it's going to be in San Francisco, which is going to be so convenient for people to fly in because it's near the airport, International San Francisco Airport. So we want to thank Nora. We love you. You're fabulous.
And of course, Tiff.
And of course, Tiffany. You're the best. Okay. So we have our subscribers, our Evening with Angus, and of course also this month is Christmas in July with our 50% off all of our art. So if you go to our website, Souls Enlightenment, go to our store, just make sure that you put the code Happy July in at checkout to get 50% off everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that's what's new. In the store, yeah, all the art, canvases and prints.
Perfect.
So that's what's new and exciting.
Perfect.
Yes. So, are you ready to leap in to our very cool topics today?
Yes.
Do you want to start off with some of the questions that came in, or do you want to start off with the birthmark?
No, we'll end with the birthmark.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah. All right, so we're going to start off with Rose Mangiano, maybe? And her question is, can you please explain generational curses? So first of all, we don't believe in generational curses.
People do believe.
But yes, whatever we put our belief into and whatever we give energy to has power for that individual. But in our research that we've done, there isn't a generational curse.
The thing is, unless you believe it, it doesn't take a hold on you. If you believe you're cursed, then guess what? You're going to see different signs that show that you're cursed.
And that's because, well, you finish first.
No, it's just manifestation. It's what you're attracting to you. So that's what these people that put curses on you, so to speak, they say, they want you to believe, they are hoping and counting on the fact that you believe it.
Right.
Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Yeah. It's just like programming. We get programmed by society or religion or our parents or relationships, whatever. And
that little hummingbird's going, every time Chrissy uses her hands, it goes, oh, no, can't. Should I stay? Should I go?
Yeah. Anyways, so it's like programming. They're hoping, like Vera just said, that you will believe the curse in that type of situation. Right. A lot of times with programming, it's not necessarily intended. Sometimes it is. It just depends. But like you were saying, curses and whatever it is that we put our belief into, we manifest it because we are creators. And we have a lot of brain power in these noggins. But we really do. We have a lot of brain power to create in our life and manifest whether it's positive or negative. So
my mom used to do that with us whenever we were either talking back or whatever, and she would tell us in Spanish, "Was God's going to get you for that?" And I'd go, "Yeah, whatever," and then I'd trip, and I'd look back at her, and she went.
That's a great example.
See, so it's like, oh my God, it's true.
Yeah. And sometimes, and
by the way, I trip all the time, so it's not. It's nothing spectacular.
But it's a great example because, I mean, like, for example, sometimes it's a negative programming where somebody might say over and over and over that you're ugly or you're dumb or whatever. And even though we're not, we believe it. And it's true for us even though it's not true. But that's what we think. It's all in how we're thinking. So, no, we don't believe in the generational curses. And the way that you can turn that around if you do believe it is start focusing on the positive. And just whenever that thought comes into your mind, you can put your finger to your third eye and say, cancel that. And you're going to eject that old tape right out of your thinking and replace it with a positive. So you're going to turn it around and focus on...
And just saying cancel that works as well. But a lot of times doing something physical along with the affirmation helps the subconscious mind really attach to it.
Right. That's perfect.
And when we were going around the office, we were all going...
Yeah. And then the other thing, too, is wearing a rubber band. And so instead of having to say that, sometimes we just snap it and just, in our mind, we'd think, okay, cancel that thought. And then it's like a physical thing that we do. Or did at that time. So
I didn't do that.
I remember doing it. I thought it was for that.
Yeah.
But I do remember doing that.
That's a way to reprogram yourself because then it takes you away from that thought.
Yeah.
Because it's painful.
Yeah. Okay. You ready for the next question?
Sure.
Okay, so this was a very long question, but I pulled out the sentence that we were going to address, and it was from Lori Miller. And she was saying, she was talking about her father because he had done some very bad things in his life. And she was saying, I'm hoping he has a near-death experience and comes back to apologize. I'm scared that he will haunt me afterwards. So I'm assuming that she meant haunt me afterwards. He dies from this life, that he's going to haunt her, I'm assuming is what it is. But we just wanted to talk about it because one of the things that Angus was telling us before is that we not necessarily can change people.
Right.
And
it hurts. That bar just goes right in my butt.
You want a pillow?
No.
Are you sure?
I'll suffer through it. I'm a trooper.
But we can't change other people, especially when, like she put, that he even admitted to being a monster in his past. We're not going to change a person like that. We can change ourselves, and we can make it to be where that person doesn't affect us anymore. That's the thing that Angus has always talked about, is focusing on our light, not their darkness and what they did to us or her friend or whatever happened. So, wanting for them to, like in this case, have a near-death and come back and get that revelation and apologize and all that, I wouldn't waste your energy on that, because we don't have control over other people. And I don't know that if, like, let's say if he's a lost light or people like that,
he's not.
They're not gonna.
He's a messed up white, but he's not.
But yeah, so rather than focusing on getting this person to see what you see, we just focus on ourself, the light, instead of their darkness.
Yeah. But sometimes people do on their deathbed apologize, and things like that, and that's probably what he's going to do to her. And he's not going to come back and haunt you no matter what.
Oh, that's
because
the other
once
thing.
You're on the other side, you realize what you were there to do in this life and what you did, and maybe what you didn't do to the expectations of what you hoped you would do, but still you understand why you were the way you were.
Yeah. And plus, as you are focusing on your own light, your own strength, it's a protection. This negativity is not going to, he's not going to haunt you. But she's right, it's not like that on the other side either. But yeah, so no fear about the haunting. Release that and let that go.
Yeah. But it's good to just focus on how you're going to make yourself stronger and empower yourself and not have to deal with him anymore about that.
Yeah, I tell you, as she's doing that, as you're doing that, it's like your strength comes up and you're not in the fear of the being haunted or whatever it is.
Her best revenge is to have a positive, happy life. If revenge is a good word, it's not, but...
It's a perfect word, because that's one of the things that you were telling my mom, that I think even Angus was saying it too. Her best revenge, for lack of a better term, for my father, is just to be happy.
And it's the best.
It is the truth. And then as you're filled with that love and that light and that happiness and that joy, it is like a protection, and the negativity doesn't bother you as much, and the fear goes. Fear, like we talked about last week with the pushing down of the arm and all that, fear does like weaken our defenses.
It does.
And so to be in joy as much as possible, or not even in joy, it doesn't have to be joy, but in the positive will bring up the strength.
In a good space, yeah.
So we move on to our birthmark.
Well, this is going quick. What is it, 5 minutes?
No, it's 10.
All right. Well, you guys are going to have a quick video today. You can go out and have fun in this beautiful weather.
It's beautiful.
If you like heat.
Okay.
I do.
So our birthmark question comes from Gushran. I think I'm saying her name properly. Okay, she's talking about a birthmark. She says, I have it on my forearm by my elbow. There are 3 small birthmarks, and if you line them up, they form a perfect triangle. Are you able to tell me if this is from a past life?
Oh, see, I didn't even see that part. But yes, of course it's from a past life. Well, not always. Ever since I did that one for Renee, and her birthmark was from the other side, not even, so that was very cool to learn.
That is cool.
Yeah, so the first thing I saw whenever I read her thing was that she was in the jungle, but there was a pyramid, so it's not Egypt. It has to be South America-ish, right? So
I've seen those temples before.
But what her remembrance of the 3, because of the Aztec, you're Aztec, and the triangle is representative of that temple pyramid that they worshipped, right? And it was said that they did human sacrifice. Sylvia says they did not. So we don't know. We'll find out when we get to the other side, right? So there was apparently no really human sacrifice. That was just something that they put on them, because really they were very, not very peaceful, but if you didn't mess with them, they didn't mess with anybody else. But they got messed with. So she was there on the last day, apparently when the Aztecs were wiped out. It was a war. Oh. And it was almost, no, that was the other people, never mind. But this one was, they were conquered and they wiped out everybody. All the Aztecs were gone. Wow. But they really weren't. Some people got away, like you. So, but she was able to go out and kind of mix in with the other people that took over. So you had to be pretty wily to fit in.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that you remember, that life goes on in one way or another. You know, but that was your culture, and that's where you, and the representative of the 3, it was your husband, yourself, and your baby. So that was what you wanted to remember too, because it was a good life for you until that happened.
Did her husband and baby survive?
No.
Oh.
Just she's the one that had to go out there alone, and she did it. So that was like, you know, something to remember too.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't good at the time, but
right.
But that's what you want to remember, is your strength.
Her strength and her connection
and her ability to keep herself alive in precarious situations.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really interesting. And a little perfect triangle. How cool. I wonder if she has any resonance to that culture.
I don't know. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see. Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking.
And Vera, so we did want to go over to real quick, because of everything that's going on in the news today, a lot of people we've been hearing are having anxiety. Anxiety attacks, and
depression,
stress that's affecting their bodies in different ways. Like I was telling you about my hiatal hernias, that comes on when I get stressed out, or if we have our skin irritations or whatever it might be. So
that little hummingbird's going, ah, damn it, she's not done. Go ahead.
So we just wanted to share a couple of things to help with anxiety. And I think one of the things most of all is what Angus was saying, is that we need to protect ourselves morning, noon, and night. And he's talking about psychic protection. So it's not a real shield or sword or
well, it's not a
armor.
literal.
Yeah, literal.
It's real.
It's a psychic. Yeah, it's on an energy level. We visualize it. Yeah, truly, it is real. But I don't mean like a literal one, right? Where they are holding it up in truth. Well, you know what I mean.
Like people asking where they could buy the mirror.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So, So protecting ourselves so that the negativity of this plane doesn't affect us, stress doesn't affect us, and fears don't get to us. One of the things that I wanted to tell everybody about is that when it comes to anxiety too, with the mental, we can ask for God to, it could be like a helmet. Is that bird up there again? Oh. So we can ask for the armor. We have Asda and Om's armor. So it's Mother and Father God. So we have their armor made out of God's love to protect us. We also have the shield, but I also like to do the helmet. So that is to protect our mind and our thinking, to give us rightful thinking.
Respite. God, respite, please. I can't watch the news right now. I just can't. I've been in depression mode all week. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still, calling people and doing emails and all that, but you feel helpless. You feel helpless and not to be able to do anything to help anybody.
Right. Yeah. So there are some things that we can activate on to try to help people, but as far as helping ourselves so that we can help others, one of the things too is to have rightful thinking by cementing our emotions and intellect together. And one of the
where they're balanced.
Yeah, where they're balanced, right. One of the things I think of when I think of cementing my emotion and intellect together is my higher self and my human self, if that makes sense. But that works for me. So it kind of puts me more into a position where negativity is not affecting me as much, because I feel like trying to bring myself kind of out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
More of an observer view, sort of, if that makes sense. Do you know of any other tips to help for protection or anxiety?
Crystals. You can have the rose quartz. It's for overall love of self and love of, what's going on with you and your situations.
I love that crystal. I'm so drawn to that one.
I know, I love it too. And then the amethyst, of course, for the spirituality of it. Tourmaline, so it's for protection. So there's, 3 different ones that you can use all together or separate.
I really like that. Rose
pink, purple,
quartz.
and black.
Yeah.
That
was a strength for us. Really, a protection really is self-love, and so that's why I think I like that rose quartz so much.
Exactly.
And weren't you telling me that some people even put it in their bath?
Oh yeah,
their crystals?
You can put. But you have to make sure that the crystal doesn't get ruined by water, because there's some like selenite you cannot put in water. I found out the hard way. Because it just eats it up. Yeah.
No. But
and just think of different things in your life too. Whenever I was like feeling down, I was telling Chrissy, "This is just so exciting! I have to share it."
Of course, please.
Amelia got to stay with me for about an hour because Natalie had to go somewhere, and at my house, and she's never been here before. Well, she has, but she doesn't remember. And I went to a different room to put something away, and she didn't see me. So you know what she said? She said, "Grandma."
Aww.
She's never said it before.
Oh, it's so cute.
Ever, yeah.
She's only just a little over 1.
Yeah,
she's little.
Monday, she's going to be 17 months old.
Oh.
17. Yeah. So stuff like that. Things that you can remember about your grandchildren, your children. Well, happy stuff, because I know we get anxiety there too, but Yeah, different things that were like maybe milestones, or think about the people that love you.
Yes, because a lot of times we focus on fears or negativity
And who
or
we don't have.
negative moments or different things like that instead of.
Because I went to get a CAT scan. Is that what it's called? And the lady, of course, they ask you, oh, what do you do for a living? And I said, well, I'm retired. Well, what did you do before? And normally I make stuff up because I don't want to say the psychic stuff. And I decided, you know what? I'm saying it. I don't care what people think anymore. And so I told her, she goes, oh my God, I love Sylvia Brown.
Really?
Yeah, and she was asking me all kinds of questions, and she was, she goes, so there's a lot of people in the room right now? And I go, yeah, your angels, your guides, loved ones from the other side. She's going, oh wow. She goes, thanks.
That's neat.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I have to share one thing too, really quick,
Okay.
with everybody. A friend of mine passed away this week from cancer, and it was interesting because the day I was going to go to her funeral, I was thinking about times in the past, and you know how sometimes for some reason, I don't know if it's the way I was raised, but if I go to like self-judgment, right, and negativity and things like that instead of, I don't know, better things that I could be thinking about. And then it
more
was
positive things.
Positive, right, more positive. And then it was so funny because I thought of this one moment that I had with my friend years and years ago when, I laughed so hard. I was dying laughing. It was a really funny thing that we had been sharing at the time. And then...
Did you share it at the funeral?
Oh gosh, no.
Oh, they didn't do that?
No, they didn't. It was a very...
Catholic?
Yes,
oh, okay.
Very Catholic.
Well, even the Catholic, they ask if anybody has anything to share.
They didn't. It wasn't like that,
wow,
yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, but it made me feel so happy because before that I was concentrating more on how we didn't seem to talk over several years, and then that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Instead of this positive thing. And once I remembered that, I walked into my office, and right in front of me, it was flipped over. It was a prayer card from the last funeral I went to, with a prayer on the back, and there was one line that I went straight to for some reason, and it said something like, if I have caused injury, pardon me, kind of thing. And it was like, I had so much joy because I felt like it was a message from her. I could just see her smiling. Yeah. And it was like
they don't want us sad.
Yeah, she was like saying, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. But she was so happy. And it was like the only thing I thought about from that moment on was that joyfulness and that experience that we had. I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, that's
because
a good thing.
For a couple of days up to that, I was thinking about, I wonder why we, didn't talk and all that. Yeah. But it was just really, really
why
special.
should I go to the funeral? I haven't seen her in years.
Right, and there was all that judgment and all that stuff went just out the door. Not judgment of her. It was more so like, what did I do or whatever, I just wanted to share it. It was great experience to bring up a way that we can get out of negativity. That's all. The same with Grandma.
Yes. Just think about those good things, those little chunks.
Yeah. So, we love you guys. Thank you for sharing your time with us. We hope you have a fabulous week.
Wait, I had to do this. How do they do? Wait.
Okay, wait. And then what?
I love, and then the Y is you.
Oh, this is sign language.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll let you do that part.
Okay.
There we go. Bye.